Hey girl, hey, it's Shamika Sanders here with my lovely co-hosts, Kiara Kelly and Africa Miranda, and you are tuned in to another dope episode of Listen to Black Women. As a black woman in my 30s, there has come a time where I now have to decide between career and children, and the life I thought I would have when I was a little girl, just a family-orientated child growing up, imagining what life would look like. And then you come to this point and you realize you've maybe wasted some time, maybe should think about, should I popped out a kid 5 years ago? But then you think about the financial obligations of being a black woman in this era right now, and you have to get to this decision. So today we are talking about that exactly, fertility and black women, and what that looks like for us, leading us all to the question of the week. Can black women literally afford to wait to have children?
It's a heavy question, and it's one it's really unfair that we have to ask that question because, I mean, yes, all women are faced with these decisions, but for black women, financially, so many things are stacked against us. We make less money, we have less opportunities, and then as you get older, you know, the barriers to childhood become more expensive. Yeah. Freezing your eggs is not cheap. IVF is not cheap. Getting a surrogate is crazy expensive, and if you're a black woman that's making less money, everybody's like, yes, go have a baby, do these treatments, they work. But if you don't even have the money, then is that saying if I don't have the money, I can't have the baby?
I think the current predicament we're in now is definitely a response to the 90s teen pregnancy epidemic. And now we have so much fear, and it's just like, you have to be financially stable, you have to be married, you have to have all of this happily ever after in order to pop out a child, but that's making us wait so long that we're encountering infertility issues. A
lot of women out there, celebrity women, are talking about the struggles that they are facing with fertility, like the Kenya Moores. We watched on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She struggled and she had to get IVF treatments, and she's in her 40s and she now is pregnant, and you know, we're happy for her. Janet Jackson had a baby late in life, Bridget Nielsen, but all these women are super rich. I
feel like it does a disservice because those are almost anecdotal. They're not the norm. The average 50-year-old or 47-year-old woman can't go have a baby without a great financial investment in this process. IVF is almost $25,000 a pop, and that's if it takes. So if you're an average woman, that's in your 40s and you've waited because everyone is telling you to wait. Yeah, it's hard because also it's a business. I want to say the Market Watch is saying that it's going to be almost a $30 billion business by 2023 for fertility. So these doctors, again, medicine, there's an incentive to tell you, wait, go do everything. Right. Because then when it's time, come give us all this money so that we can give you the blessing of a baby that probably will not even work.
Wow. Right. And then even if you have the resources, you have to overcome the social stigma of having a child. And a lot of people and women have to make the decision, am I gonna have a child by myself? Right. And you know, a lot of us people raised in single parent households, it almost feels like a disservice to your child to raise them without a dad. But then it's also, does that mean that women can't bring life into the world because they haven't found the perfect husband, perfect partner? Yeah. It's a hard thing to try to even cope with or compromise with.
On social media, let's see how black women are responding to the notion of having a baby after 35 years old. Nicole Z wrote, I defied the odds, so other women can too. Sometimes doctors are wrong, and sometimes what we think is wrong. If I have a healthy baby after thinking and being told I was infertile due to fibroids and endometriosis, then other women can beat the odds too.
That is not the norm. The average woman that is over 35 is probably going to have to do some sort of financial investment in trying to have a child.
Yep. I mean, it's definitely the exception and not the rule. Yeah. So we want to be careful too when we're talking about this. This is a sensitive topic.
And on that topic, if we can just say all the judgment that comes around having not had a kid, do not ask people why they haven't had children. Period.
You don't know their issues.
You don't know their fertility issues. You don't know where they are in life. You don't know if they're actively trying. It is literally such a terrible thing to go around expecting women to have had children, not knowing what their entire life is.
And if you had to have any sort of, and I don't want to use the word help, but if you've had to do anything to do it, I think we need to start talking about it. There's nothing, you're not less of a woman if you had to, spend some money to get some help. And I think it would help everyone else to be in a room and to know that, if you did it too, I can talk to you, I can get advice. I'm not alone in this.
For this week's receipts, dates, we asked, have you considered freezing your eggs, with 71% saying no and 29% saying yes. I wonder if that's a resource question again, of not considering it.
I would definitely say resource because, one, I didn't even know that it was a thing. And then by the time I found out about it, it was really kind of the window didn't make sense. And it was so expensive. So who just has like an extra 7 to 10 grand laying around to go, in your 20s when they say you should do it, or very early 30s, to go invest in freeze your eggs.
Right. We also asked, have you checked your egg count, with 97% saying no and 3% saying yes. And again, I would have never even thought of checking my egg count.
No, I'm in the 97%.
Right.
I've never.
Me too. But you're born into this world with a finite number of eggs. Like what you came in with.
That's what you got.
That's what you got. For women interested in learning about their egg count, you can make a request to your OB-GYN, and they'll basically put in the blood work for you to see where you're standing in terms of where your eggs are.
We talked to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star Karlie Redd, who opened up about her decision to freeze her eggs. Check it out.
Right now, I'm in the process of freezing my eggs. I have a girl.
Yes.
My fiance has a girl, and we really want a boy. And I am at the height of my career, and I don't feel like it's a height of my career thing. It's just I want a boy, and I want my boy to see everything that I'm doing, so I could teach him what to do and what not to do. I don't think people should say, "Oh, you know what? Well, I'm doing my career, and I don't know and
if it's the right time.
If it's the right time, and have your experience. Enjoy it. Enjoy life. You know.
Are you particularly freezing your eggs because of age, or because of like you just really want to try to get a boy this time around?
Yeah, I don't want to have sex and then I have a girl. I know what I want, and if I say I want a boy, I want a boy. And so my doctor said, this is what you got to do.
Shout out to Karlie Redd for being so open and sharing that private information with us. Good luck to you, and congrats on the engagement.
If a baby is part of your life plan, or if you're not even 100% sure yet, don't fret. All is not lost. I would just recommend start looking financially at what you can do. It's expensive. The longer you wait, the more expensive it can be. So start planning early. If you're in your 20s, put a couple hundred to the side every few months. You might want to freeze your eggs. If you're over 35, talk to your insurance provider. Insurance coverage can differ depending on what you want to do, whether it's harvesting the eggs, specialized fertilization, any of those things. You do have options. It's going to cost you, but you do have options.
Ladies, the decision is yours. We have people out here like Cardi B who had a baby in the height of her career, and she decided, well, I'm gonna just have my baby, and she gonna go back to tour later. We still bumping the songs. Her songs are still going #1. So ladies, it's your decision, and just make it for you, and don't feel pressured from both perspectives of it. I have to wait for my career, or I don't have to wait for my career. So just make the choice yours and put some real thought into it.
Yeah. And speaking of pressure, stop judging women who do not have children. You don't know what's going on. A lot of women have this unnecessary shame attached to it when a lot of people are going through the same things. So just make sure you start checking early, and you're not checking what's in someone else's womb either.
Ladies, thank you for tuning in to Listen to Black Woman. As always, visit HelloBeautiful.com and MadameNoire.com, and that full conversation with Karlie Redd will be available on MadameNoire.com. Until next week, get it poppin', have all them babies. Just kidding! Check your womb. Bye.